I know I look 40 years old, but I'm a little bit older. Hopefully with age comes a little wisdom. And here's what I know. I know how to tell the truth. I know right from wrong. I know how, and I've demonstrated how to do this job. And I know Americans want a president, not a dictator. And I also know no self-respecting American president would ever be Putin's puppy like this guy is. That's what he is. You know, Americans want to protect their freedoms, not give them up. I know what America stands for. We stand for the proposition that all people are created equal and deserve an equal. We've never fully lived up to it. We've never walked away from it, though. And I'll be damned if I'm going to let Donald Trump walk this nation's front away from it. Folks, this race is about your family. It's about your freedom. It's about democracy. Are you with me? Are we going to stop Donald Trump? Let's get this done. Let's remember who we are. We are the United States of America, and there's nothing beyond our capacity when we do it together.
That was Biden at his Michigan rally at what was easily the best night he's had in the last several weeks. And look, Biden has clearly had a bad few weeks, if not the worst few weeks he's had as a politician. But right here, he is doing exactly what he needs to be doing, which is A, to acknowledge the elephant in the room, own up to the fact that he's not as young as he used to be, that he'll mix up names, and that he's not trying to gaslight us into believing that he's something he's not. But with that acknowledgement comes the most important point, and that is B, that the choice here is binary. It is a choice between someone who, yes, may be old, but will be honest, will protect our rights, and will defend democracy, and someone who, by the way, is just as old, but has already promised to be a dictator, who has promised to terminate the Constitution, whose Project 2025 agenda would usher in the end of our democracy as we currently know it by vastly expanding the power of the presidency. Project 2025 is the single most dangerous platform in the history of this country, and to Biden's extreme credit, he made that abundantly clear.
Trump Project 2025 will criminalize the shipping of abortion medication, anywhere to deny contraceptive covers, allow a ban nationwide. That's what Project 2025 is calling about. Project 2025 will deploy the Department of Justice to prosecute Trump's enemies. And that's a real deal. Trump's enemies. Trump himself calls his campaign that's what he calls it, revenge and retribution. That's what he says. Well, Trump's 2025 project will eliminate the civil service. No, I'm serious, not a joke, read it. And he'll allow him to hire tens of thousands of civil servants that are running only because they support Trump. They have to take a loyalty oath to Trump beforehand. Folks, that's not the United States of America. Trump's 2025 project will cut Social Security and Medicare, rip away protections for pre-existing health conditions, will eliminate $35 a month cap on insulin, allowing drug companies to jack up the prices back up to $400 a month, stop Medicare from negotiating lower drug prices. And by the way, I got criticized for taking on taking on the drug companies, the pharma, for that. Well, it's not damn right, it's all right. But by the way, you know what it did? When I won, it cut the federal budget by $160 billion. Trump's Project 2025 will eliminate the department. He wants to eliminate the Department of Education. Not a joke. He wants to cut school lunch programs. I know this almost sounds like a joke, but it's real. He wants to eliminate Head Start for low-income children. His project will allow employers to stop paying overtime for hourly workers, but give the very wealthy another massive tax cut. The tax cut he's proposed is for $5 trillion over the next 10 years. Folks, Project 2025 is going to let him round up over 10 million people in America and put them in detention camps. You heard him say it. You heard him say what he wants to do. That's what he says he's going to do. Ripping them away from their homes, their schools, because Trump calls them animals who poison the blood of America. Look, folks, there's only one reason. Only some of Trump's plan in 2020. If it goes on for 900 pages, we've never seen anything like this. And it's not a joke. It's time for us to stop treating politics like entertainment and reality TV. Another 4 years with Donald Trump is deadly serious. Deadly serious. His proposals are deadly serious. America needs to wake up and realize that Trump and his mega republic is what they're trying to do. We're going to join them, we're going to engage them, and we're going to stop them.
And while this is the agenda that will be passed if Trump wins in November, which one might think would be an important point for a free press to consider, especially if we want to continue having a free press, instead, the media has effectively given Donald Trump a free pass. Apparently, the horse race coverage was just too enticing for the media writ large, and so instead of focusing on the fact that the Republican nominee for president wants to consolidate power and severely limit reproductive rights and eliminate the Department of Education and deport 15 to 20 million people and end protections for vulnerable communities and wage war on LGBT and trans Americans, they're focusing on Biden's bad debate and doing 24-hour news coverage pontificating on what will happen next. And look, I don't know what will happen, and if something does change, I'll be the first to tell you. But whether it's Biden or Kamala or anyone else on the left, the fact remains that the Democrats will protect your rights, your freedoms, and your democracy, and Donald Trump will try to rip them away. The messenger may change, but the message always stays the same. And the press's obsession with Trump was put on full display here.
But people would rather talk about how I mix up names. I guess they don't remember that Trump called Nikki Haley Nancy Pelosi. Well, no. No more. Donald, no more free passes. Today we're going to shine a spotlight on Donald Trump. We're going to do what the press so far hasn't, but I think they're going to soon. We're going to say who he is, what he intends to do. Folks, Donald Trump is a convicted criminal. He's convicted. He was convicted by a jury of his peers of 34 felonies for paying hush money to a porn star and hiding from voters in 2016. Donald Trump was found liable for sexual assault by a judge who told us not to be fooled by Trump's brushing it off. Here's what the judge wrote, quote, the judge in that case wrote, Mr. Trump attempt to minimize sexual abuse, finding it frivolous. Mr. Trump raped her. No, I mean, it's the judge's language, not mine. Raped her, as many people understand the word rape. Folks, Donald Trump is a business fraud. He lost his license to do business in New York State. Been fined over $400 million for giving false information to banks. And he's still facing charge for mishandling classified information, which is a criminal offense. He's still facing charge for his role in January 6th trying to overthrow the outcome of the 2020 election. He's still facing charges in Georgia for election interference. Remember his phone call? I just need 11,780 votes.
So good on Biden for calling them out, and hopefully the public shaming will refocus the attention where it needs to be, because not for nothing, but when a dictator comes to power, the first target is always the same. It's not the opposition party, it's not vulnerable communities, it is the media, the very people with the power and the megaphones to expose what that dictator would do. The media in this country has an obligation to cover this threat. It's not just necessary, it is existential. And finally, to finish off with arguably the best moment Biden's had on the campaign thus far, here you go.
I I've got your back.
I've got a really exciting announcement. I've written a book. It's called Shameless. This book explores how Republicans have exploited their historical branding while attacking our democracy, how the media has proven itself a willful participant, and how Democrats can learn from this to rebalance the political scales and save our democracy. It has been a lifelong dream of mine to write my own book, and so I'd like to ask you to pre-order it by clicking the link right here on the screen. And if you buy within this pre-order period, your book is going to come with a signed nameplate. As you know, I've never had a single sponsor on my channel. I don't ask for money or anything like that, but if you're looking for a way to support me, this is hands down the best way to do it. So again, follow the link right here on the screen, and thank you from the bottom of my heart for pre-ordering Shameless. And as always, make sure to subscribe to see more of my content.